Hey guys, this is Ben Walker,
And Logan Hellerich.
and we're going over the commentary of the first Creature of the Shadows. Now, you might be questioning why Logan's here. It's because, well, he's in the second one. I know he's not in the first, but I figured, it'd be kind of nice to see if he had any questions for like the movie at all, and just to look over and see what exactly is kind of interesting about this whole movie. So what did you think about this exactly?
Well, let's find out, and I'll make a little bit of comments on the way.
All right. And it's kind of sad of how like this whole room is just my room. It's nothing too special about it. It's just my room right there, and that old computer too.
Oh my gosh, you were like a freshman.
I think that's right.
Still care about this missing child. Once they're gone, they're gone. They should keep searching for him and make a big deal out of it.
I don't even remember why I had a whole missing child concept thing in there. I feel like there's so many like horror movies and horror games about like missing children. It's just like cliche in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
As a musician, I can tell that this version of Bohemian Rhapsody is in a different key, and that bothers me.
I don't know why I added that in there. I figured it's like maybe he's listening to music while doing this, and he just fell asleep because he was completely bored. Then my dad kind of did some of the camera work on there, so yeah.
Is anyone there?
And that's just absolutely cheesy and just stupid, especially this part right there.
Oh, the CGI
The
knife.
green screen.
It's not even CGI. Yeah, it was
yeah,
green screen.
it's green screen. I just found it on YouTube. It's just so stupid. People just laughed at it. I was like, yeah, that's fine. All I wanted this to be was kind of a B horror movie, pretty much. I thought this shot was terrible because, well, one, my dad was, taking it, and like I didn't know what to put in this.
You
thing.
kept looking at the camera too.
That's the thing about when I do movies. I always have a habit for looking at the camera, and I cannot stop doing that. I don't know why, but it's just something kind of irritating for me.
Well, unless it's like a soap opera or something, in which case it would be okay.
Right. Just looking at the quality of this video back then is just so grainy and just too, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
Now for this concept, I don't know why I put like a whole bunch of notes all over like the doors and the walls and all that. I don't know why I put that there. I think it was just to, creep people out maybe. I'm not really sure.
Did that say duck now?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you'll see it right here in the mirror. See, there I am looking at the camera like always. It sucks. Trembling in fear. Now in this part when the lights go off, this is where you're supposed to see the arm, but it was way too dark in there that there was no way for me to show it.
Oh.
So I decided to just go with this part where you could see the arm more. And I actually got like lots of good reactions from the trailer of that bit right there, because people were like, "Holy crap, what is that?" And it was just like really terrified them, so they had no.
I feel
clue.
like that was a really good shot on that part.
Yeah, I feel like if I ever make a legit horror movie version of this, I feel like I need to include that part in a similar way.
I feel like this is kind of a, what is it? Not Portal. Kind of like a Five Nights at Freddy's kind of thing.
Yeah, that's basically what this whole movie was a little bit about, because this was when Five Nights at Freddy's was really taking off.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided, okay, fine, a computer, do it a little bit of Five Nights at Freddy's-ish, and yeah, that was also kind of my vision for the creature's look. Like, I wanted it to look like one of the Five Nights at Freddy's characters, but have it blend in more to the shadows, because my own thought of this was like, basically some sort of thing like you're being watched, but you have no clue what it looks like because it's literally hiding in the shadows. Basically, from what I got this from was when I was a young kid, I saw this weird shape or apparition or whatever you even want to call it, like that's been like stalking me, and whenever it would want to talk to me, I would literally just freeze to the ground and it would talk to me in like weird tongue. I remember it still, and like stalked me for almost every house that I moved in. And ever since I moved into the current house I live in now, it's like gone. I don't know if it was just something I saw as a kid and let my imagination take over or what, but it was pretty scary. I don't even know like what it even was or even how to explain it. But
the music in here, it's very common. It's very commonly heard,
Yeah.
but it still sets a lot of people on edge.
Yeah.
Like I'm one of those people that get very scared and get very jumpy.
Right.
I'm a very jumpy person. So even at like the slightest jump scare,
Right.
I would almost scream, and that's the reason. That's the reason for the music,
Right.
is to help
And some
build up
good old-
suspense and foreshadow into
Yeah.
the movie.
Some good old Kevin MacLeod horror music I decided to use. And there I am looking at... This was a terrible shot, I thought. Just, like, me picking up the camera and bringing it with me, that was kind of terrible. Even though it's not, like, a found footage movie or anything, I just decided, let's bring it with me and see what that'll do. It was okay, but it was just terrible. And you kind of notice from the Creature's Growl, it's like a mix between the 2014 Godzilla roar there. I didn't know what to put in there, because I'm not someone who makes my own horror effects until, like, the second movie. I thought, you know what, I can do this, so... And then this kind of took from, like, Slender Man, where the day-to-night transition happens, like, extremely fast.
Mm-hmm.
It gets so dark all of a sudden.
And since I was outside, the audio quality was, like, pretty bad, so I decided to record some audio over that and be like, that'll do. It doesn't really fit, but whatever.
Oh, the visuals on this is so pixelated.
Again, I used, like, an old white camera I had rather than my phone, because I didn't have a smartphone at the time yet. So, like, it wasn't until, like, the next movie where I actually used my phone for most of my videos. And this was a bad effect, too. It was supposed to say nice try on that paper, but you could not read a thing. It was because I didn't have, like, the cardboard paper to read, so that way you could read it, but, yeah. I still remember that was, like, one of the corniest bits in that, because it was just, like, a terrible yell or a scream or whatever. And this part was a little bit... silly too, just the fact that there's so many claws and like fake blood all over me. What we used for that was corn syrup and red food coloring. It was like very sticky after that, because we had to put a blanket on like my dad's car in order for me to like ride back, because it was so sticky after on my back. It was just like terrible.
And this and another Five Nights at Freddy's Easter
I
egg.
don't know why I had the whole like thing with the computer and the notes and all that. I feel like that's just a little bit too 80s cheesy-ish.
This is kind of like, that was kind of like an Exorcist kind of thing too.
A little bit, yeah. So I feel like if I ever make an actual legit version of this, I'll just like cut it out maybe.
And there's the
that,
cheesy.
Yeah, with that jump scare, I remember like you got scared of that at my Halloween party. Like you were so scared by that. I was like, wait, that got him? That wasn't even a good or loud jump scare. I was like, what the heck? So yeah, that was the first Creature of the Shadows, and of course we'll wait till the post-credit scene to see that. I don't know why I decided to have a post-credit scene. I honestly wasn't even like planning for a sequel to be made. I was just like, let's just make this, because I just sat at my desk and thought, okay, you know what? I want to do a movie, but what of? So that was basically what I did. And like with all the red text and all that, I figured like the whole tone of like the movie would be like red and white text or something like that. I don't know, just to set a kind of creepy-ish mood. So that's basically it. Did you have any other questions or anything like that?
No, but I do have some things. I heard that in the second, or what inspired other people to be in the second movie was because they thought that this movie was actually pretty cool. In the beginning there, and a couple of people were like, "Oh, okay, let's ask Ben Walker to see what he thinks if I could do this."
I mean, I'm actually surprised that it even got like about 2,000 views, like in a few weeks. But sadly, though, the second movie didn't really get that many. It was like about 90 something, I think. I don't really remember. And I think this kind of tricked a couple people, where it was like, wait a minute, isn't the character supposed to be dead? But of course, it would later be revealed to be his twin brother. Spoiler alert! And that newspaper right there, that was literally made in Microsoft Paint. It was so bad.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't even an actual newspaper, because I don't have an internet at home at all, and I just like, hey, let's just do this. So, and I kind of thought that the twin brother was more like the hip, cool, like, hey, look what I'm doing. I'm wearing like a Chicago Cubs cap and a Safe Fair shirt. So I figured, why not? He's like the cool, stereotypical brother or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, I can barely. The audio is so bad. In
Yeah,
this scene.
again, this shows of how like I would later improve on the effects. So yeah, that's the first Creature of the Shadows movie and our commentary on it, and it will be continued on the second movie. So just be sure to stay tuned for that.